Cancer, welcome to my reading for Mercury Retrograde. So this is a reading to see if whoever it is that you're thinking about, if they're going to come back, he or she. Again, this is a Mercury Retrograde, so expect things to go awry at every opportunity. And the main thing is that to make sure that you handle it with take things with a grain of salt. I think if that's the right expression. I'm not sure if that's it, so please forgive me. Try to handle things and try to see the bright side of the situation, even though this is going to be, I have to say, quite difficult for you. It's going to be quite a difficult Mercury retrograde, because it feels like a lot of stuff that you have not dealt with before is going to bubble to the surface. Now, is the person you are thinking about going to come back into your life this retrograde? I have to say that's a no. Okay, so whether it was you walked away or they walked away, they're not coming back this retrograde, which is also a good thing, because whoever comes back into your life in retrograde, after retrograde, when Mercury goes direct, they're also going to not be in your life anymore. It's a very short-term situation. If you start a relationship during retrograde, if you start any major anything during retrograde, it's going to end after retrograde. Okay? So, yes, I'm very sorry, but this person, they've left. Okay? And this is a time for you to really stop. I know this is the Ace of Swords. It's all about clarity, but the way I'm seeing it is it's a moment to stop, feel the breeze, reflect, and try to find the clarity that you have not had, because things have been really, really difficult and nonstop, and it's going to be even more nonstop during this retrograde. I'm sorry to say. But there are tools that you can use in order to help you deal with the emotional upheaval, with the difficulty. You can handle it by exercising, by taking care of yourself, spoiling yourself more. Self-care is very, very important, and cleansing, spiritual cleansing. I can't help stress this enough, okay? If you believe in candles, I highly recommend doing these fixed conjure candles. This is something that they practice in hoodoo, in American folk magic. It's basically a spell in a candle, and for how long that's going, it's supposed to help you bring about your wish. And I suggest that during this time you focus on these candles. You see all these candles lighting here to get what you want, to get through what you want. Focus on healing, for uncrossing, meaning removing any jinxes or negative situations. It's going to be a really hard flush, okay? When you do uncrossing, it really does turn things upside down, but it's like an overhaul, a reset button, okay? And I would do some block busting, I would do some road opening, healing, all on yourself and your goals. So we want, whatever we want to get out of the way, whatever we want to deal with, we have to do it now. And I highly recommend this woman. She's really amazing. Her candles are legit. You can find her at www.houseofhoodoo. That's HAUS of hoodoo.com. Like, she is amazing, and her candles are very affordable. So I suggest that you work towards your wishes and your goals during this Mercury season, Mercury retrograde. And as long as you keep your actions airtight and the focus is you and healing and how to deal positively with this kind of upheaval that is going to be headed your way, your wish is going to come true. You're going to get what you want. Okay, so I really, really, really also stress on the spiritual baths and grounding. Okay, you can go to heartbreaktriage.com. You can subscribe and you get a free grounding guided meditation by Graham Elkin. It's really, really good way to reset. And again, spiritual baths. They don't have to be complicated. I suggest you get pink salt, because pink salt is great for removing any negative attachments you have to the past, to people. So pink salt is good. And this thing right here that I use is very cheap. It's only $8. You can buy it on Amazon. It's really, really cheap. This Florida water, you just need a capful and just put it in your bath and then just soak there. Okay, you don't need to think too much, because like I said, things are changing. Okay, there's this upheaval because you need to heal what you are feeling. All this crap and all these situations, you're like, oh, why is this happening to me? You know, why, for example, this person who you want to come back, you know, maybe it might be on their Instagram, they're seeing someone, which you shouldn't be looking at their Instagram, but in case you hear through the grapevine or you can't avoid it, you know, all those things that are coming up, you have to deal with them head on. I suggest a very sober approach. I wouldn't drink. Okay, I wouldn't do anything that if you get intoxicated, that you would end up acting out, you know, calling your ex, you know, making a scene at a work dinner, or just generally being a mess. It's okay to be a mess. It's good to cry, but in a proactive way. Cry. If you need to cry, cry. If you need to get angry, angry, but then at the right time and place. Okay, but if you see here, you are not alone. There are a lot of people where stuff is happening. You know, things need to fall apart so that they can fall into place. Okay, just say that to yourself. Things are not falling apart, they're falling into place. The bridges that are burning now are the bridges that I really needed to burn a long time ago. So instead of trying to put the fires out and trying to, you know, put band-aids in situations or try to handle things in a manner where it's very reactive, don't do that. Okay, you need to have this kind of game face on. Okay, this is in the regular deck, this is the King of Swords. Now the King of Swords is somebody that is very, very cool, very unemotional in making decisions. That's what you need to do. And you need to be this kind of energy wherein you don't want to be the other person at the other end of the negotiating table when it comes to the King of Swords. Okay, because he's very much about what is best in his best favor. And you need to have that hat on for this Mercury retrograde season, because I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt that this person's not coming back. It's gonna hurt that you're seeing that, you know, it seems like your, you know, job is falling apart, your love life, maybe even family and whatnot. But think of it as a hard edit. These things are being tossed around so that you can face them and deal with them. And when you face them and deal with them, you are able to let go, all right? Because if you act out, if you react, you're going to be the loser in the situation. Because after retrograde, it's just going to be a bigger pile of crap. Versus using retrograde to see like, oh, okay, this is what's happening, my anger issues, how I'm dealing with the situations. I need to deal with it in the manner that I don't usually deal with it. So if you're usually like, get angry about something that's been coming up, or you've been fighting with your mom, fighting with your family, fighting with coworkers, do the opposite. Because by the time Mercury goes direct, all that stuff has been dealt with. The cachet has been cleared, and you're going to be able to have this sigh of relief, like, okay, instead of adding to your problems. I hope that makes sense. Okay. So the advice this retrograde, okay, yes, all the poo-poo is going to hit the fan. It's going to be really, really hard. It's going to feel like as if everything's working against you. But then just know that this is this setback is the setup for your new chapter, for your comeback, okay? Because if you keep hiding the dirt underneath the rug, that rug is just going to be full of dirt and everything, and you're going to have to deal with it at some point. So instead of putting it off, like, take that rug, have it cleaned, use the vacuum. Really, I really feel that even If you feel like things are falling apart, start with what is immediately around you. Start cleaning your apartment. Even if it's hard, maybe start with a desk, start with a room, start with the bathroom, start with something. Because when you start to change the things that are around you, it sounds so simple, but you're suddenly changing your own vibration and you're gonna feel much, much better. I suggest that instead of reaching for a bottle of vodka or smoking that joint or I don't know, hooking up with that random person because you want to act out, start by cleaning out your desk at home. I know it sounds crazy. Throw away all the old stuff that you don't need. It's just as simple as that, because that's creating movement and create and a way where you're affecting your energy and the vibration. You want change. You want to attract change. And in order to attract change and to deal with these things and get the results that you want, you have to let go of things so that you can make space for the new things. Just think of it that way. You're dealing with all this crap because you have to face it so that you understand it, so that you can let go of it and then make space for new things to come in when Mercury retrograde, when Mercury goes direct on March 4, okay? You are going to have this, it's gonna be a fight. It's gonna seem like everybody is fighting against you, but you're going to make it. You're going to be okay. You are going to be triumphant. That person who didn't come back, good riddance. Maybe it doesn't feel that way right now, but it is, I hate saying the word blessing, but it really is a blessing in disguise. Maybe the best way to say it is that you dodged a bullet, okay? Because that person is just gonna complicate your life even more, all right? But good news is there is gonna be someone that is going to come into your life. Maybe you won't notice them right away because of just the way they are. They're very stern. Again, I think that this person is an Aries, all right? And he is a person who knows what he wants. He could be a boss. He could be a authority figure. He could be someone that you just really never really thought about because maybe he seems so square and so serious. This person is going to come into your radar. You're going to notice him, okay? But don't take any action yet. Okay? You can take action. There'll be movement, but after when Mercury goes direct. Because if you make any movements now with this person, they're not ready. You're gonna just put yourself out on a limb and you're just gonna get hurt and you're gonna feel like the loser and you're gonna miss this chance. So, and after retrograde, okay, Cancer, it's gonna be okay. You see this? This is the whole 9 yards. It's if you want love, if you want family, if you want a relationship, if you want abundance, it's going to be there. But it really oh, I'm so sorry, I kicked the camera. I'm so sorry. You've got to just hunker down and get through this retrograde, okay? What you feel that you have lost, you are going to gain so much more. You're gonna gain so much more. Yeah, so everything's going to be okay, Cancer. It's just going to be a huge poo-poo storm. Okay, it's going to be really difficult, but you're going to be able to handle it. You have to remember, you have to keep your eye on the ball. You have to have the bigger picture. You have to say, okay, all of this stuff that's coming to the surface, I have to deal with it so that I don't have to deal with this crap anymore. And you've learned your lesson. And of course, life is full of lessons, so you'll have a new set of lessons after. But at least it's like you graduated, you know? If you're into video games, you know, per level, you have all your challenges, but once you've gone through that level, you earn all these points, you have all these items that help you in the next level, in the next chapter of your life, and it's going to be good, okay? So I hope that was helpful. And again, please let me know whether my readings resonated with you by leaving a comment below. I might not respond immediately, but I promise I will get back to you when I can. I do love to do my private readings, so please email me at BohemianLoveTarot@gmail.com and we can make it happen for sure. So if you need, you know, you need some more clarity, just send me an email and we'll get this sorted, okay? If you haven't already, please be sure to check out my Valentine videos. And most importantly, please subscribe and like this video. All right, take care.